Hong Kong Immigration Department Form ID967 is used to initiate an application under the Capital Investment Entrance Scheme. The Hong Kong ID have put out a detailed set of rules which apply to the administration of the scheme and the granting of approvals, and the form should be carefully considered and completed in light of those rules. The form itself is relatively straightforward to complete, so long as you take your time to go through it carefully, presenting the supporting information in your cover letter, as well as appending the documentation in your overall submission bundle in a sequential and well-ordered way. In this presentation we will look at the specific sections of the forms which deal with completing the forms by reference to the official rules and incorporating the Hong Kong Visa Handbook template, the applicant's educational and professional background, as well as his or her prior employment or business record, a look at the need for a referee, the question of a 2-year beneficial ownership of the assets to be invested under the scheme, whether you have already invested or will invest in the next 6 months, the question of a financial intermediary, and the declarations to be made as a standard part of the application. As the Hong Kong ID provide extremely detailed guidance on how to complete the Form ID967, our strong recommendation is that you follow the advice in the official rules when completing the form and provide your supporting information along the lines of the template provided in the Hong Kong Visa Handbook. The section detailing education and professional background of the applicant is relatively straightforward enough to complete, as is the section on your employment and prior record. The referee is an important overall part of the capital investment visa application process, as the assumption is that you will have a point of contact in Hong Kong who both knows you and who can be contacted by the Immigration Department in the event that the standard background checks throw up any red flags. In Section 7 of the form, the Immigration Department is seeking details of your net worth and will require supporting evidence that you've owned these assets for at least 2 years immediately prior to submitting the application, and this is to ensure that there is no asset borrowing for visa purposes. In Section 8 of the ID967, you detail the type of permissible asset investment classes you've already acquired in the last 6 months, or indeed intend to acquire within the 6 months immediately after receipt of approval in principle. Please note, however, that as of October 2010, real property is no longer a qualifying investment for the purposes of the scheme. If you've appointed an authorised financial intermediary, you indicate this on this section of the form. It's not compulsory, but if you do, it speeds things along, as does the certification of your net worth by a Hong Kong registered CPA. There are 2 discrete sections on the Form ID967 which deal with declarations. The first is included at the bottom of each page, speaking to the truthfulness, correctness and completeness of the information provided, and at the end of the form, which records your buy-in to the rules of the scheme, as well as restating that the information provided is indeed true, correct and complete.